That looks familiar. Can't put my finger on it, but I'm pretty sure I've seen this somewhere before. That's right, the National Farm Machinery Show. So this seed drill is actually the same seed drill that we saw in Louisville in February.
Right up.
It's hard to believe it's only 10 feet. That's a lot of drill for 10 feet. Okay. Good. Yeah.
Down in Louisville, I didn't realize this is the one from Louisville. It was at the farm show.
I have all this toy stuff.
Yep.
Probably, yeah. How are those supposed to fall down? Hey everybody, it's Ryan. Welcome back to How Farms Work. Today we have this KUHN Pro System 9400 NT, and we are standing here with Ben from KUHN. He is the senior product manager, and he's going to walk us around this no-till drill, being as that we've never used a drill quite this massive before. So you want to walk us around the drill, talk about it a little bit, and some of the things that we're going to be expected to do as far as setup and whatnot.
Yeah, so this is the like I said, 9400 no-till drill. So it's got front coulters on it to help cut through residue. You can go right into corn stalks and things like that. And then the biggest thing about it is the KUHN Pro System opener here. We're a little bit different than other drills on the market, where we've got a leading gauge wheel and the trailing press wheel. So it works like a tandem axle like you'd have on a truck or a trailer, to keep the depth pretty consistent, you know, reducing any variation in seeding depth you get from going over little bumps or into little dips and things like that. This drill is set up with a split hopper, so we can seed 2 main seeds at one time, as well as a small seed box on the back for legumes and things like that. One of the interesting things about this drill is to change speed on the drives, you don't have to slide sprockets around and change gears. It's all in the variator here. We have an app that lets you basically put in what seed you want and what rate, and it tells you what number to set this at, how far open to crank this, and then it's a really simple calibration process. You actually calibrate the whole drill. You slide a little tray that's in the back here underneath all these. We drop this whole manifold down, so you're able to turn a crank here about 40 times depending on the size of your drill, and that will meter out the right amount of seed so you can weigh it and see if you're calibrated right.
Okay. And there's actually a tray back here on the back side. It's hung in the back. You just slide that underneath, and there's also one for the back as well.
Seed in here.
Yep, hidden right up in there. How many bushels can the seed boxes hold?
So in the single bin configuration, it's 3.7 bushels a foot, or on a 10 foot like this one, 37.5 bushels. On the small seed box, that's half a bushel per foot.
This thing has an ISO hookup, right?
Yes, so these drills come standard with a monitor that allows you to monitor the shaft speed, so you know everything's turning as you're going through the field. It also, in that package, includes bin level sensors, so basically the your out of gas light comes on when you get down to low levels of seed in there. And this one's also equipped with scales, so that's a separate display, but shows you the weight of how much seed you have in the hopper, so you can kind of calibrate as you're going to make sure you have the right amount being metered out and know how much you have left in the hopper.
So you can do it on the fly?
It doesn't calibrate, but you can kind of keep track. If you know you're doing 10 pounds an acre and you've gone 1 acre, you should see 10 pounds come out.
Okay, cool.
So it doesn't calibrate itself.
Where are the scales at on it?
It's this little black bar right in here behind the gearbox. You can't see. You can see it right here.
Oh, that black bar back in there. Okay. Huh. What's that box up there for?
That's where all the scales plug in, I believe.
Okay. So it's got one wheel up front. That's the drive wheel. Drives the whole thing. Let's climb up on top. So here's the seed box. We've got this divider in here. What's the divider for?
Yep, so like I said, this does 2 seeds at once, so you can move that divider around. So if you're planting something where it's 30-70 split, you can move it to one of these different holes in here to kind of make the seed run out at the same time if you're doing different rates of different products.
Okay.
In addition, we got the small seed box back here. So your small legumes like alfalfa go in here.
We've got our sensors over there to tell us when we're low. What's the bar running across?
Yeah, the bar across the bottom is an agitator, so make sure stuff doesn't bridge over the holes and everything slides down through. These are all shut off right now. So when you pull those open, that's wide open to let seed flow through depending on seed size. So if you're doing something where you want to seed every 15 inches instead of 7.5, you can close off every other one. But those are usually set during the overall calibration process for what seed you're planting.
This is the
Yeah, that's the calibration chart for different seeds. It tells you what opening to run on the micrometer that controls how far open the meters are. It also tells you which position to put those in and what speed to put the variator at. Additionally, we do have an app, iOS or Android, that tells you the same information, plus a little bit more on calibration. You can fine tune it.
Is it just the KUHN app? Can I look that like?
It's the Seed Set app.
Seed Set. Okay, I'll have to look that
free
up.
for anybody to use.
Okay. This unit does have marker arms. What different sizes do you guys make these in?
Yep. So there's a 10-foot model like this one, 12.5, 15, and 20-foot widths.
Yep.
And those are all available in either 7.5 or 15-inch spacing.
Okay. When did you guys start making this series?
This is about the 2nd year for this series.
Okay. So it's still a very new model.
Still new, yep.
How do we know what setting to run those on?
That's the depth setting. So each one is...
Oh, that's the depth setting.
So it's just like a planter where if you go one full notch, it's I think 1/4 of an inch, and a 1/2 notch is 1/8 of an inch.
Okay. All right.
And then each row unit, so these springs, when it's raised up, you can actually twist this kind of, and it has a track in it like a clicky pen.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 4 different settings that you can add an additional 20 pounds of down pressure on each row.
Okay.
So if there's one behind a wheel, you can put a little extra pressure on that.
Cool. What's this for?
That's the tool to adjust that little clicky.
Oh, okay.
Thing, you know.
That's the tool for it. All right.
Usually you can do it by hand, but sometimes the tool is a little bit handier to compress the spring, and then you can twist the collar.
Okay.
So this is the opening, and I just pulling it out here to show we have we call it the Helical Meter.
Yep.
So most drills have a straight cut flute. Ours are twisted, so it does a more consistent flow as seeds coming off. It's a more consistent trickle coming off, whereas if you have straight flutes in there, it can kind of pulse. Yeah, so this is the main, like I say, the main adjustment for how much of that meter is exposed when you have these open.
And that's what you use to adjust your...
Yep, yeah, so
flow.
you set the speed, and then this is kind of the main adjustment on how much flows through.
Oh, and you can, there's even a little window there.
Yep. For the 10-foot, it's between 80 and 120 horsepower.
Okay.
Minimum,
So the 4020 could theoretically pull it.
Theoretically, with hills around here, though, you might want a little bit more towards the 120 end.
Yeah. Okay. And there you have it. We are going to be using this seed drill to sow any of our alfalfa that we're going to be putting down. All of our seeding this spring is going to be used with the 9400 NT, and I'm looking forward to it, being is that what we're used to running is an old John Deere B series drill, which is the Van Brunt style. So definitely a more technological upgrade. So thanks for bringing it down for us, Ben, and I'm sure we'll see you when we come to take it out to use it and calibrate it and head out to the field. So with that, that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to do a quick walk around on the 9400. Just kind of introduce it to you guys because you're going to be seeing it in a couple upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out all of our other videos. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And with that, I'll see you next time. I don't know about you guys, but that sure looks like the first production model number to me. Pretty sweet. Time to back it in the shed until the weather cooperates and the ground dries up. We were tossing around the idea of hooking it up to the 4640 and using the auto steer with it, but the 7600 would be a good match for this thing. We'll just have to wait and see. It's on the 7600 now. It seems like it'd be a good fit, so we might just end up leaving it on the 76 or hooking back up to it when the time comes. The biggest thing with the 4640 is that it's got the duals on it, so there'll be tire tracks left out in the field by the time we go over everything, because the duals are wider than the drill itself.